Hello, this is Yo-Yo. Today we talk about I Ching. I Ching is based on Taiji theory and 8 trigrams made by Fuxi. It is said Fuxi created 8 trigrams inspired by He Tu, which is a black and white dot graph people found from Yellow River. There were at least 6,000 years from the simple 8 trigram system developed to a sophisticated theory as recorded later in I Ching. Fuxi lived between 10,000 to 5,000 years ago, since it is said there are 3 great people at the beginning of history. Even the title Huang means someone has great achievements. As shown in the picture, those 3 leaders not 100% look like human. After that, there were 5 leaders selected by public, called 5D, which means the ruler of earth assigned by gods. After 5D, the hero Yu became the ruler. It is said people found another black and white dot graph on a huge turtle shell from the river Luo and submitted to Yu. This graph called Luo Shu, so He Tu and Luo Shu became 2 mysterious patterns which enlightened Chinese culture. But not like the leaders before, Yu didn't let people select the next leader, but give his power to his son, and then started Xia dynasty, so that China became a kingdom owned by his family. Xia started at 2070 BC and was replaced by a second dynasty called Shang about 1600 BC. At the end of the Shang dynasty, there was a noble called Ji Chang was imprisoned by the king of Shang. When he was in the jail, Ji Chang suddenly got inspired and deduced the hexagram divinity system, as was recorded later in I Ching. After he was released on bail, Ji Chang and his son Ji Fa rebelled against the Shang dynasty and started the next dynasty called Zhou. So I Ching was created at the end of Shang and beginning of Zhou. I Ching officially translated like the book of changes, because the character I in modern Chinese it means changes, but actually in ancient Chinese, because we don't have so many symbols to represent different things, so if the word have the same pronunciation will be written in the same character. So this I in ancient China also means the same pronunciation as lizard, and especially means the kind of lizard which is color changes. So what is that?
The chameleon.
Did you get any clue? Because in the Dogang story, their gods sometimes their skin color changes. Right? From my opinion, I Ching should translate like the tales of a chameleon. But because chameleon represent changes, because their skin color changes. So if you translate to, it's like a metaphor. You translate to the book of changes, it also makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Originally, I Ching has 3 books, 连山归藏周易, but those first 2 books lost already. So now we just have the 3rd book. So that means that in modern China, people just get part of the part idea from I Ching. So what is the book talk about? Basically, what we know is it made the trigrams to hexagrams. Put 2 trigrams together, and then it formed 64 hexagram symbols.
Mm-hmm.
And now we can describe more detailed phases of Tai Chi's movement.
Mm-hmm.
There is a short paragraph under each hexagram symbol to explain the meaning of it. For example, the first divine symbol is called Qian. Look like 6 unbroken lines on top of each other. And there is a summarized sentence.
The movement of heaven is full of power. Thus the superior man makes himself strong and untiring.
Yes. This is an official translation in English version of I Ching. But from my understanding, I think this sentence means the nature keeps moving vigorously, following its own rule. So nature will not change for human. So to be a model citizen of the public, a person should rely on themselves, keep striving to never stagnate. Did you feel that is very different from Christian culture? Because in Christian, the God is superior to nature. And it said God loves human. So people should pray for help when they got in trouble. But in Chinese culture, as like ideal man, you should rely on yourself.
Like me.
And keep striving, keep working hard.
Oh, not
to
like
be,
not
to
like
be
me.
better. Yeah.
But we can relax and watch a show.
Relax short time. The second symbol is called Kun. Kun is look like
The same 6 lines, but they're all broken in half. It's all yin. As Earth's condition is receptive devotion, a gentle man should hold the outer world with broad mind.
What do you think the gentleman means?
A gentleman is a gentleman. It's a good man. In Chinese theory, all men should be gentlemen.
I saw the gentleman is like soft, polite.
Well, to be polite is to be good, right?
Like this word, it translated to gentleman. In Chinese, we call it 君子. Originally, 君子 means the son of Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Like the noble people without title.
Mm-hmm.
But later, Confucius used this word. They used this word to represent the ideal man. A man has a perfect character. From my understanding, I think this sentence means the earth accepts everything. So to become a model of the public, you should follow the virtue of the earth, to be humble and tolerant, accepting different manners and opinions. I Ching became the basis of Chinese culture, influenced all Chinese philosophers.
Like
All Chinese philosophers
Like who?
inhabited the spirit of I Ching, such as the most important one, Lao Tzu, which became the founder of Taoism, and Confucius.
Who's the founder of Confucianism?
Confucius.
Yeah, he made Confucianism.
Confucianism is not a religion. Taoism is a religion.
The rest of the world calls it Confucianism, and they think it's like a religion.
That's not correct. They didn't make it religion.
Okay, but this is what people think.
Okay. We think Taoism is a religion. But Confucius didn't make a religion. It's just a theory, the philosophy.
Mm-hmm.
the one created I Ching, Chang, he started Zhou dynasty. After Zhou dynasty, it's separated to small countries. And we have the spring-autumn period and the warring states period. It is said Lao Tzu was living in the spring-autumn period.
Mm-hmm.
And then Confucius living like the same spring-autumn period.
Yeah.
Compared to the Europe history, at the same time, when I Ching created, at the same time Europe is ancient Greek civilization. There's also great philosophers at that time.
Not really.
Like Aristotle.
No. Those men didn't come until the 300s BC.
What is the first one?
I don't know. The first one, it was the first one, Socrates. And that's like the 300s, maybe late 300s.